I ruined 3 shirts this month. Same meal every time. Spaghetti. And I know what you're thinking. Just be more careful. No, that is not the lesson here. The lesson is I was using the wrong pasta. Because while I was out here negotiating with spaghetti like it owed me money, Penne was sitting quietly in my kitchen, waiting, patient, engineered. And look, I'm someone who takes pasta way too seriously, maybe too seriously. But that is kind of the point of this channel. We don't just ask if food tastes good, we ask why it works. So today we are putting spaghetti and penne through 5 tests: sauce, fork control, public eating, real life leftovers, and the oven test. Then, because I am not completely unreasonable, we will give spaghetti one honest defense. Because even I admit spaghetti has one thing Penne can't steal. But by the end of this video, one pasta is going to look iconic and the other one is going to look correct. Test number 1, the sauce test. Because pasta without sauce is basically boiled architecture having an identity crisis. And pasta has one main job: carry sauce into your mouth. That's it. That's the job description. And this is where Penne starts winning immediately. Penne is a tube. That means it has an outside and an inside. That sounds simple. But in pasta, that is a superpower, because sauce doesn't just sit on penne, it enters inside it. It clings to the ridges. It hides inside the hollow centre like it signed a lease. Every piece becomes a small delivery truck for sauce. Now look at spaghetti. One long surface. Sauce can coat it, yes, but it can't hide inside it. It can't settle into pockets. It can't grip the same way. Spaghetti carries sauce like a wet cable. Penne transports sauce like a pipe system. That's the difference. Spaghetti gives you hope, and hope is not a dinner strategy. Test number 2, the fork control test. This is where spaghetti becomes less like food and more like a manual skill challenge. You cannot simply eat spaghetti. You have to operate it. You twist, you lift, you adjust, you lose half of it. One noodle refuses to join the group. Another one hangs from the fork like it has unfinished business. And if you twist too much, congratulations. You are now trying to swallow a pasta scarf. Penne has none of this drama. You stab it, you scoop it, you eat it. Done. No wrist technique, no emotional negotiation with a noodle. Penne respects your time. Spaghetti makes you spin your fork like you are summoning pasta spirits. And yes, some people say, but twirling spaghetti feels elegant. No, it feels elegant in movies. In real life, everyone is one bad bite away from tomato sauce on their chin. Test number 3, the public eating test. At home, spaghetti is manageable. You can struggle privately. You can wear an old t-shirt, can make peace with the stain. But in public, spaghetti becomes a social risk. Imagine this: you are on a first date, or a work lunch, or any meal where you're trying to look like a person who has control over their life. The spaghetti arrives. Beautiful plate, classic red sauce. Everyone is calm, then you start twirling. The other person is trying to be normal, but they are watching. They are watching the fork spin. They are watching the noodle dangle. They are watching your confidence leave your body in real time. The waiter walks past and gives you that look. Not judgment, worse, pity. At this point, you are not eating dinner. You are performing a live stunt with carbohydrates. Meanwhile, the person with penne, calm, clean, civilized, they can eat, they can talk, they can maintain eye contact, they can wear white without fear. Nobody has ever lost a first date because of penne. Nobody has ever left a restaurant thinking, I wish I had trained harder for that pasta. Penne does not create social risk. Spaghetti is a liability disguised as a classic. Test number 4, the real life leftovers test. This is the test nobody talks about enough, because real life is not a restaurant. Real life is Tuesday night. You're tired. You made pasta 2 days ago. It is sitting in the fridge. And now the truth comes out. Leftover spaghetti becomes a cold noodle nest. Everything clumps together. The sauce disappears into some noodle void. You try to separate it, and it comes out in one big tangle. It is no longer pasta. It is cable management with tomato residue. You eat it anyway because you are tired, but you are not happy about it. Leftover penne. Still useful. The tube still holds sauce. Pieces still stay separate. The bite is still there. It still feels like a meal. Penne works on day 1, works on day 2, works hot, cold, reheated in a lunchbox at midnight, standing in front of the fridge like your life has no structure. Spaghetti needs conditions, penne needs opportunity. Test number 5, the oven test. This is the knockout round. Baked pasta, penne al forno, pasta bake. These are some of the greatest comfort foods in human history. Crispy top, melted cheese, sauce soaked all the way through, soft inside, golden on top. Everything about baked pasta depends on structure. The pasta has to hold its shape. It has to absorb sauce, has to create layers, has to survive heat without turning into chaos. And penne was practically born for this. Those tubes fill with sauce, the edges catch cheese. The pieces stack properly. Every bite has shape. Now try that with spaghetti. Baked spaghetti exists, technically, but it turns into a tangled, clumped, sad noodle mat. There is no structure. There is no clean bite. There is just a pasta brick, pretending everything is fine. Penne understands the oven. Spaghetti looks at the oven and says, why are we doing this? 5 tests. Penne wins all 5. And this is where the engineering gets interesting. Penne is not just randomly shaped like this. The name comes from penna, meaning pen or quill, because the angled ends look like the nib of an old writing pen. That diagonal cut does something important. It opens the tube wider, the hollow centre catches sauce, the ridges hold sauce on the outside, the angled edges help every piece feel like it has a front door for flavour. That is why penne does not feel like an accident. It feels designed. Spaghetti is a line, penne is a system. But before the verdict, let me give spaghetti its one honest moment. Spaghetti has one powerful advantage: emotion. And honestly, that matters. Food is not just engineering, is memory, is feeling. Food is presentation. Spaghetti looks beautiful. It photographs well, has nostalgia, has movement, has that classic fork twirl. With a simple aglio e olio or a light tomato sauce, spaghetti can be excellent. That is spaghetti's territory. It knows how to be dramatic. It knows how to look classic. It knows how to make a plate feel emotional. And I respect that. But respect is not the same as victory. And if you think spaghetti deserves a rematch, tell me which pasta should go on trial next. Because this video did not start in a movie. It started with 3 ruined shirts. And that is the difference. Spaghetti is what pasta looks like in our imagination. Penne is what pasta becomes when it actually has to work. Spaghetti is pasta poetry. Beautiful, classic, iconic. But penne is pasta engineering. And when dinner actually starts, fame does not hold sauce. Engineering does.